Welcome to the Big Fat Real Estate Checks podcast with Marco Kozlowski, where we help investors like you get the knowledge and skills you need to replace your JOB with passive cash flow for life.
Hey, Marco here. I really wanted to share with you our earlier podcast that we created. Now, our mics were not the best, but the content was really strong, and I know you will learn a lot. We had an absolute blast recording this, and I know you're absolutely going to love it as much as we loved recording it. This extremely content-rich information will not only give you the edge in your real estate investing business, but in everyday life. Enjoy. I'll send that to you right now.
Perfect. Thank you, Marco.
Thanks, buddy. All right, see ya.
Okay, bye.
All right. So whenever we're negotiating...
Were you recording that?
Yes, this is recorded, and we're actually on a segment right now. Yeah. So I just had a conversation with Owen, who's out of Vancouver in Canada, and he's negotiating back and forth with an agent and has given a position of, I need to be buying a property under 1.4 million. And the property was originally listed for over 2 million, then 1.9, then they said 1.7 would be the lowest that they can go. And now they're at one, basically, I'll bring it if it's at 1.5. But Owen has stated his position that we need to be below 1.4. And I call that the stair-stepping strategy, where we're below a certain number versus a very specific number. And I have tons of content on that as you need that information. But if you are... The reaction that most people have when an agent then goes, okay, well, bring me something over 1.5, is then they make an offer that's over 1.5. So now who's in control? The agent is in control, and it undermines our position of we need to be under 1.4. It's, as I stated on the call, it's like your parents saying, be home at 11 o'clock and then you come home at midnight, or say, yeah, I'll see you at midnight. What's going to happen? Shit's going to hit the fan. So it's important that in your email communication or even verbal communication that you don't sabotage the positions or the things that you're saying to undermine the position that you're in later. Because if you say 1.4 and then you start negotiating in the 1.5s, then you're not trustworthy. You're saying something, but then you're not backing it up. And if this agent isn't even willing to bring it to the seller, unless it's over 1.5, well, that's really not a good agent. An agent should be bringing any and all opportunities to the seller, and unless there was very specific instructions by the seller to the agent saying, if it's not over this number, I don't even want to see it. But even then, I would still say, I got a low offer. Do you want to see it? And if they say no, that's fine. It's cash and it's quick. You sure don't want to see it? Okay, let me take a look at it. And that's kind of the point. So when you're negotiating, understand that every word you say, specifically when it's in writing, it counts, and you don't want to sabotage yourself.
You know what? Yeah, you made 2 points actually. I was concerned if it's netting, if I heard correctly, over 600,000, right?
Well, it's grossing.
Grossing, sorry, 600,000. So just say they keep 200 of it. Fair enough. Two plus.
About 200.
And they have 23 rooms that are out of commission, unavailable, and what's preventing them from getting those rooms available online is $40,000. There's something underlying there that why wouldn't you just want to spend $40,000 if you're making 200 plus to spend the $40,000 to open up 23 more rooms that can generate you more money, and you nailed it. There's something beyond that, and also maybe the 1.5. Like each agent has a fiduciary responsibility to give every offer to the seller, unless the seller specifically said, I can't do anything on the 1.5 because I have a mortgage at 1.5.
What's stopping you?
So another question he could have asked. Now he did touched upon it. He said, I did ask, but the agent doesn't know. Another question he could ask is there something that's preventing them from going under 1.5? And if the agent comes back, he can go back to the seller and says, is something preventing you? Yeah, I got a mortgage for 1.499. I'm like, all right, well, now we know we are. But,
or maybe they want to net a certain amount in their pockets, and that tells you what their cash need or the immediate cash need is.
But we wouldn't know that unless we know what their dets are.
Right, but you by asking that question, you may know why.
True. And the only reason I'm not going in that direction, and it's not wrong to ask, that's definitely going to be a question that is asked, how much debt is on the property, because you might not know this, but every debt is you can take over. If there's debt on a property, you can service that debt and take over the property with the debt in place. Now, there are ways of doing this so it doesn't activate the due on sale clause, because there are due on sale clauses. But just because there's a due on sale clause and the bank doesn't want that to happen doesn't mean it can happen. We do it all the time. In this case, I want to focus on the issue, which is what the agent, basically it's picking up what is dropped. The agent said, I can't submit an offer unless it's over 1.5, when we specifically said that we need to be under 1.4 to do that. So I want to challenge the agent on that point first, reiterate our position that we can pay cash and close quickly. So why wouldn't you bring it to the seller? And even in that response, also add, is there something that stops the seller from going under 1.5?
Yeah. And
what's the problem?
And it doesn't mean that there's a debt. It could be that maybe the seller is buying another acquisition and he needs that money. He may not eat all of it at once. He may be buying something for 1.5 and needs it, but he may only need $1 million right now. So again, asking that question, is there?
Or if the debt is only $1 million, maybe they really need the 500.
But I'm saying, asking that question, is there something preventing the seller from going below 1.5, does not make an assumption that we're asking if there's a debt on the property. And again, yes, it's too premature. It's like,
it's too soon.
It's too
It's
soon.
like kissing. It's like kissing when you first shake hands.
But
It's
there
a little
could
too
be
soon.
debt can be one thing, but there could be acquisition. There could be other things. There could be a medical issue. He needs something you don't know.
Some sort of immediate cash need in order to make it based on what's going on with the property. And at that point, it's fact finding through negotiation, through going back and forth without sabotaging our position. And if you understand those concepts, you'll be a much better negotiator.
And what's interesting is that he said that they've been chasing him and coming back to him over and over and over again, and the price went from 2 million plus to 1.5. So that's another signal that either there's motivation or maybe there's an underlying reason why nobody's bought it yet if they've been coming down that many times.
Right. Yeah. And he's close. He's at around 75% of value, and we want to be 5% less. And that's 5% actually makes a big difference. Yeah. And again, Owen lives in Victoria, in British Columbia in Canada. And this property, I don't even know where it is. It doesn't even matter. But it's an asset that we're negotiating on, and the process is pretty much the same, whether it's a single family, a multifamily, a hotel, or whatever. It's understanding how to manipulate the pieces on the board, and that every action has a reaction that should go with that without undermining your position, which was the whole point of the call. Now, I most likely edited the call that you just heard, but it's fairly exciting to see this process unfold. And Owen is fairly new. He's only been under my wing for just a couple months. So it happens quickly when you follow the process. Mm-hmm. Anything to add, boys?
No. Looking forward to the next.
And again, it's one question, so it's he's got to go back to the agent, like you said, do the one question. It's like baking the cake, like you said, right? You can't rush baking a cake. So it's one question. Yeah, he has a series of questions, and we all have series of questions because there's a lot of unknown. But it's one question. Pick up what they drop, go with your next question, and you start peeling that onion
with zero excitement.
Yep.
And be married to the process and not the result. See you on the next one.
If you like this episode of Big Fat Real Estate Checks, then show some love by leaving a comment and a good rating. Also, as a thank you for tuning in today, we've got a special free gift. The journey to passive cash flow for a life starts by finding deals, and it's easier than you think. Simply go to getdealsbytuesday.com, enter your email address, and we'll send you a free quick start course called Deals by Tuesday. Even if it's 11 p.m. Monday night, this course will show you how to find discounted real estate deals by Tuesday. It's that fast and simple. Go to getdealsbytuesday.com and start your journey toward life-changing cash flow today. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode.